My name is Preston Erickson, Regional Partner Manager with RingCentral. Really appreciate the time this morning. I'll pass it over to Ken Blanc for a quick intro.
Hi, Ken Blanc. I'm a channel solutions engineer. I support Preston. I am technical support, training enablement for our partner community.
Great. Thank you so much, Ken. So we're going to give a little bit of a run through over RingCentral's solution stack. And as Jennifer mentioned, if there's any questions as we kind of work along this presentation, please post it in the Q&A. We'll address it throughout the presentation. This will be a high flyover. If we need to do any deep dives after this call, happy to schedule those times and further review in more depth. So again, really appreciate everybody and we'll get it going. So. We'll talk first about partner spiffs and incentives for 2025. We have some really nice ones going on right now. So any opportunity that closes within 2025 that's a 3-year or greater agreement with your customer will qualify for a 6 times monthly recurring spiff on our Ring EX, which is our UC solution. If there is a Ring CX, component to that, the whole opportunity will qualify for a 9 times monthly recurring. So great incentives for 2025. There's also some customer incentives that we'll talk about towards the tail end of this presentation. If one last thing to cover, if there's any current customers of yours that are currently qualifying for any upsells for Ring CX as well as our Ring Sense product that we'll talk about today, that can qualify for a 4 times upfront spiff for upsell opportunities. We just need to strategically work together to uncover those, register those, and work through that. If the contract is less than 36 months, so let's say it's a 24-month agreement, the deal will qualify for 4 times spiff for new acquisition. So really looking forward to digging into this in more detail with y'all and supporting these money-making ventures. So RingCentral, AI solution, that's really where we're gearing up, and we made an acquisition about 4 or 5 years ago to really take RingCentral into the AI component for all of our solutions, including our UC, our CC, our events platforms, our webinar, video, everything whatnot. So that's where a lot of our R&D is going for our solution stack. And we're really happy to demo this for you, your customers, to make sure that we're staying on the forefront of communications for the clients that you're working with. We have over 400,000 unique businesses that use our solution. I've been at RingCentral 9 years. The product has been evolving year after year after year and continuing to update. We've had an impeccable record of uptime and reliability. Transparently, we did have an outage a couple weeks ago, and it was an internal thing that happened, and we right-sized and correct. It wasn't a data breach or anything of that sort. So we're off and running, and we moving forward from that unique outage, and it was one of the very few that I've ever seen at RingCentral. So we are a global solution, really take care of customers, around the world, as well as, our core competency and majority of our customers is going to be based in the US, but, really can handle the global aspect, and happy to dive into that in more detail. Really what we're seeing that's unique, and I'm sure you all are all seeing this too from your customers, is really how do we cut costs? How do we transition from our on-prem system? We have this voice over IP solution, and maybe the cost is high. How do we reduce that? So there's a lot of budgetary conversations that are taking place, as well as how do we drive more revenue for our business? And RingCentral is kind of handling those with our strategic partners like you all and your customers on a daily basis, and how we're navigating those discussions and really trimming the fat where needed, really bringing really efficient and quality solutions to the forefront with our UC contact center as well as our video solutions. So. Another aspect is organizations are having multiple different solution stacks. I think this really came up during the pandemic time where they were slapping different products and have a collaboration tool, have video tool, have a UC tool for voice, and employees are all over the place trying to navigate and bounce from product to product to product. We RingCentral can really consolidate this down and reduce a lot of that expense for your clients into one unified UC CX solution. With that, pairing a really strong analytics um, backbone, so really putting the conversational data right in the hands of the leadership team at the organization that you're working with. AI is really also on the forefront of that, really getting the metrics in the hands of the sales leaders and the executive team, and we can definitely show that. Some of the aspects that your clients may be seeing today is maybe their solutions aren't reliable, they're having outages or call quality issues, maybe connecting the mobile workforce is very difficult, um, you know unifying the UC in the contact center may be siloed. So these are some of the goals and initiatives that RingCentral is looking to solve for the clients, and we'll dig into that in more detail. To give a little bit of a snapshot over RingCentral and the portfolio of our communication solution, we are a mobile first organization. Really everything that we're doing from our soft phone client on the desktop and tablet, we're putting that on the mobile as well. So, no matter where the employee is located or working, they're still staying connected, and the interface is very easy and intuitive to use. With RingCentral's CX product, that is one of the components that there's some R&D going into for a mobile aspect, but as of right now, that component is specifically for the soft phone on the computer application. So just want to be transparent where we're at with the evolution of our CX product. The reason why I believe that is just because those CX users have so many other components that they're needing to interact with, CRMs and everything of that nature when they're using that type of product, which those are tying into really nice. From an AI perspective, we're encompassing that into our voice, so AI transcription. We call it AI assistant. So every phone call, the team member can turn it on to transcribe those calls in real time. It generates auto summaries that's stored within the RingCentral application so they can go back and reference. The idea behind it is the team member can really focus their attention on the specific caller and their business partner that they're speaking with while the system is taking notes for them. Those notes can be easily shared internally or externally, and it's really nice feature. In that sense, we have a bump up from our AI component that's more for sales managers, support managers, and their respected teams that are taking the AI and the analytics and the recordings and also pushing those to CRMs like HubSpot, Salesforce, Zoho, and a number of them, as well as generating sentiment analysis and other scorecards to really, accelerate the business analytics and engagement for their teams. So really where we see that being a time saver is for those organizations that are recording a lot of calls, and the managers, directors are having to go in and listen into those recorded calls. The AI will generate that and score those calls based upon the parameters that they're putting on that, and then it will basically um, help accelerate the engagement for that of the sales manager for going to look in. But it's also good for the team member as well, because they can go in and kind of look at how the system scored them. They can look for making improvements on interacting with their customers that they're working with. So really nice tool. We can spend hours demoing that, talking through that. Ken really likes working through those demonstrations with our valued partners, and our account executive team at RingCentral really enjoys getting more into the specific business use cases with all of our clients that we're working with. So to take that a step further, for the CX component, we're using AI for agent assist. So kind of working through with that agent for scripting, but also following along in that call, ensuring that agent is addressing, all of the use cases that, their leadership is asking them to touch on throughout their talk track and engagement with their customer. So AI can be a scary place for some customers, right? And where they're at in that journey. And we would be happy to set up a session with you all to kind of talk through different strategies and objection handling, and how we're navigating that with our clients, as well as our strategic partners like you all, as well as we have a lot of documentation around the privacy and security around our AI practices. So some of this slide was just going to really kind of highlight a little bit of an overview of some of our core product sets. The Ring EX, we've branded that. We have rebranded that a few times over the last few years, as Ken can attest. Right now, we're labeling it as Ring EX, and more for employee experience. That's going to be our standard UC, encompassing the message, video, and the phone components, fax, business text messaging, all lumped into one solution. The Ring CX is our proprietary contact center solution. It's a full omni-channel solution, bringing in digital, over 20 plus digital channels, callback and queue functionality. There's a lot of AI built right into that, as well as queuing for email, business text messaging, phone calls, inbound, outbound, as well as outbound dialers. There's about 3 different types of dialers mixed into that Ring CX product. So we really went to market with RingCX in 2024. It's been a product of ours for the last 6+ years. It was from an acquisition that we made, actually 2 acquisitions that we made, and we've been fully developing, and a ton of R&D has got into that product over the last several years. So really excited about going to market with that, and we are getting a lot of traction with not only the SMB space. We can do a minimum of 3 licenses for Ring CX, but we can do over thousands, 1,000+ agent licenses with that solution as well. The nice thing about that product is we're integrating it into our Ring EX product, right? So it really makes it a nice environment for all team members, working within the RingCentral solution. So RingCentral events, this is more of a Trojan horse, as I'd like to call it, for our partners. This is really if you're trying to crack into those Fortune 500 type organizations. This is a really rich product, a feature-rich product for company-wide engagements for larger organizations, really trying to publish out not only internally but externally. You can do tens of thousands of attendees via the RingCentral events product. But it could also be good for a smaller organization that has a really far and wide reach that's worldwide. So I'm happy to dig more into that product as well. And then we mentioned RingSense, and RingSense can be paired with Ring EX as well as Ring CX. That product is going to work off of call recordings. So just FYI, so that caller needs to have automatic call recording set up for that RingSense to work. or they can do it on demand. But most customers will set up automatic call recording. We are we take security and compliance very seriously at RingCentral, and we always have. That's one of the core pillars that our focus on, a big differentiator as we continue to evolve in our certifications and continue to stay audited, to stay compliant and ensure our systems aren't data breached or anything of that nature, to ensure that our customers' data is secure at all times. So, and we at RingCentral, we have a number of different partners and partner avenues. Our core focus is our partnerships with, Claris, TDM, Wheelhouse. Those make up the majority of our partner organization, and that's where a lot of our attention and focus goes. Our products are also white labeled by, BT, British Telecommunications, AT&T, TELUS, and we do partner with Avaya, and they white label our product as Avaya Cloud Office. But again, our core is focusing on our partners like Claris and TDM. I mentioned RingEX. Ken, I'm gonna tap you for just a moment. Do you have anything in addition that you would like to add to, the innovation or where we're going with our RingSense and our AI products throughout our
Yeah,
portfolio?
I think well, a couple things. So one, there's a question in the Q&A about the spiffs really quick. So
Hmm.
is both Ring EX and Ring CX, the entire sales would receive a 9x
That's correct.
spiff?
Yep,
Okay.
if it's combination. Yep, exactly.
Okay, perfect. That answers that one live. And then, secondly, yeah, what I would mention too is some of the other things that we're working on, even from the EX side, is we have a AI receptionist. If you have an account with RingCentral right now, you can participate in kind of like an early access or beta test. We can get you signed up for it. But it's AI generated IVA, interactive voice assistant on the front side of the EX platform. So it really improves the IVR experience. You can talk into it and say, transfer me to a specific department, which could be correlated to a call queue. As an example. You can also tie it into knowledge base doc files and PDFs, as well as it has the capability to connect into website URLs. Just to give you an example, I have a golf course out here by my house, and I do a demo where I have it tied into the breakfast menu, and you can ask the AI questions about the breakfast menu, and it's actually reaching out to the URL, the breakfast menu website for the golf course, and it's returning the responses that it's or the information that it's scraping and reading off of that website. So highly, we are definitely focused on customer experience as well as employee experience when it comes to our AI technologies.
Thank you, Ken. And what are you seeing from like kind of a roadmap perspective? From an AI. Is that the R&D continuing to be put there for our evolution of AI engagement?
Yeah, yeah. I think the one other thing that we're still working on from the EX perspective is we wanted to have like a chat GPT like search within a customer's Ring Central tenant. Somewhat like with Copilot, you can go in from a Teams perspective or Microsoft where you can search multiple documents, message threads, things like that, so that it can compile an answer for you. It's something that we tested a little bit last year, but that's still a roadmapped item for some point in 2025. So definitely will help, increase the capabilities. I know I do general searches all the time in our messaging platform, but it would be really nice to be able to have more of an in-depth search engine in there where it can look through text messages, it can look through messaging threads, it can look through voicemails type things, and then be able to compile answers for you much more quickly using AI technology.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. And I know one thing that Ken mentions a lot to our strategic partners, as well as when we're engaging with customers, is all of these AI features, as well as a number of the other components within our product set, can be turned on and off, right? So it's not automatically on. You can set it for particular individuals, and it's really controlled from an admin perspective. So it's something that we definitely want to be cognizant of whenever we're interacting with customers, no matter where they're at in their journey of their communications, right? So because you may be working with an organization that's five employees, and they don't see the benefit of incorporating the AI. They just want a reliable phone system to be able to make and receive calls, and maybe send an occasional business text message here and there. So that's something that we address a good amount. um, you know Ken mentioned this. I guess it was a good segue for Microsoft. It comes up on about 90% of our conversations with our partners and our customers that we're working with. Our full solution stack will work within the Microsoft environment. We do an embedded dialer. Within that, that's where our Ring EX and our CX can live. It'll be on the left side of the tray. We demo it, almost on every single call with our customers that like or have adopted or are going to adopt a Microsoft Teams strategy. We're also happy to show, the RingCentral full suite for those that, maybe don't want to do the Microsoft path forward. But just know there's no additional licensing cost from a Microsoft perspective for using the embedded application. For those that want more of a direct routing type of an environment, they would need that upgraded Microsoft licensing, and RingCentral can be the telephony engine behind the scenes to support that. And essentially, this embedded app would go away, and it would be the Microsoft, phone icon for them to be able to use the RingCentral telephony. But I would say over 90% of the clientele of RingCentral that use Microsoft Teams are using this embedded application because it's the full suite that lives within that. So again, happy to talk through that. Happy to walk through the ROI, cost savings, whatnot with you and your clients.
Yeah, and Preston, I think just some additional 2 points in there is when you're qualifying that with a customer, they may be interested in receiving and sending SMS text messages within their Teams environment, as well as faxes. And that is something that we also do support within the embedded application.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Ken, touching on that. Right in Ken's wheelhouse too is a lot of our integrations. This is a big differentiator for a lot of clientels when they're evaluating, a new UC or CX solution. Is how does it integrate with other mission critical business applications? We have 500 plus out of the box integrations for all different types of verticals, as well as an open API environment for our full solution stack. So if there's any developers that your clients have, they can gain access to Sandbox account or start developing straight to RingCentral's solution via our open APIs, as well as we do have in-house developers that, from our professional services perspective, that can help scope some things out. So this comes up quite a lot and a lot of conversations, as a number of customers have invested in various different mission critical business applications, and they want their communications to really integrate really well, or they want to live within that application and use the communication solution like RingCentral. So
Hey, and Preston, we do have a question in there about what are the minimums for each of the applications, regular UCaaS as well. I believe it's just, basically a single licensed account. Um,
yeah, great question. The
yeah,
minimum is one for our Ring EX, our UC, and then a minimum of three for our Ring CX product. So, and
yeah. And of
then
course, third-party applications generally have, of course, their own licensing fees as well. So if you do go that direction, as an example, group texting off of a single number and maybe utilizing our B-texting relationship, they have a flat rate price per license per user that's on top of basically the RingCentral cost. So those are things that definitely you would need to consider. There's also, of course, the opportunity to work with a developer to use our open API here in the application area to build out your own applications.
Perfect.
Another question in there, Preston. If a team member works with a RingCentral salesperson, does either team member take a commission hit?
It's a great question. It really, and it's kind of a loaded question in the sense that it really depends on when the registration takes place. So we encourage our partners, if you're talking with your clients and there is an opportunity, they're evaluating communications, please register that lead so we can get the appropriate folks from RingCentral involved to support that. If it's already an open opportunity, then there is a commission hit that our partner takes to get involved into that, and we can talk through the details of what that looks like. But for our RingCentral account executives to work with partners, they do not take a hit. So they are motivated to work with partners strategically in 2025. So if you're interested in doing any market mapping or events, whether they're webinar or live or whatnot, with our account executive team on their strategic targets, happy to coordinate that. So. One of the other areas is just kind of encompassing, the full breadth of the some of the clientele that we work with, and we hit the main core verticals. Really, the only area that I see RingCentral that doesn't really work in is in the hotel and motel environment for specifically the rooms. We will work well with corporate locations, customer experience centers for the larger hospitality organizations. But hotel, motel room, RingCentral just doesn't have a solution that fits there. Our core main verticals that we hit on: education, government entities, financial services, healthcare is considered a gold vertical as well, and retail. We do really well in multi-site environments. But what also, my partners have found a lot of success in is manufacturing as well as the legal verticals. But these are going to talk more about some of the larger, more public-facing accounts that we have. But the spectrum grows. From there, we're happy to coordinate any customer reference as we work through, an opportunity with y'all if needed. Really, so I mean, this kind of sums up, what RingCentral is really trying to solve for, and what we're trying to, address for, not only our strategic partners but their clients, and really just working our UC and our CX solutions into one interface, providing a really nice internal experience as well as that of engaging with their clients to retain and grow business. So. Lastly, because I know we're right at the time, this is a new customer-specific incentive for the SMB space. So clients within the sub 100, so what we consider our SMB, we are offering free professional services, so a dedicated project manager for any account that has been registered and closes between January 20th and March 31st. We are also offering free service credits for those customers to help with that transition, as well as heavy discount on the phones. And again, once you all submitted registration, we'll coordinate, we'll strategize on the full details, and we want to make sure that we are coming together on making an appropriate offer for you and your client. So everything that you're seeing here, this is just published information for you all, and we can definitely talk through more of the details with you on your particular engagements. So.
Hey, Preston, there was one more, and I know we're over time, but it is what is allowing RingCentral to beat your competition, pricing, applications, etc.
That's a great question. I really believe that it's the product and the amount of years that we've been continuing to evolve this solution, listen to our customers, listen to our partners on what they're trying to accomplish, and continue to put our R&D there to continue that innovation. I also believe it's, our strategic partners really engaging with their clients and working with the Ring Central teams and how we're kind of coming in as a team environment to position correctly all together. And, it's the reliability, it's the quality, it's the security of the solution that I believe is continuing to separate RingCentral from the other providers out there, as well as the economics for the deal. I think at one point RingCentral was viewed as maybe the Cadillac of the UC environment. We do still try to keep our margins as high as we can, and we collaborate with our partners on what is best to position to their customers. So again, that's where that team sales type of an environment is. But we have been able to carve up the price and make it work from an economics perspective if we need to fit into a particular budget of one of your clients. So I think that's really been something that's helped accelerate, especially in the EX perspective. The CX aspect, it's that price point is more economical than the majority of CX products, omni-channel solutions out there in the market today. And I think when you're unifying that and you have the backbone of the telephony of RingCentral, I think that's really why we're winning a lot of the larger as well as the smaller Ring EX and CX opportunities. So, and happy to dig into that in more detail on a future call to strategize. So.